Don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, and turn on notifications so that you will receive alerts when there are new episodes. Go get it.
I've been grinding for so long, I wake up and chase my goals. I go out and I go get it. How to code, that's all I know. I don't succeed, then I don't breathe. Success, what does it mean? If I conquer all my goals, then I'm living out my dream. Dig deep, go out and get it. Success Chronicles, compete until it's finished. Success Chronicles, go take care of your business. Success Chronicles, it's deeper than just winning. Success Chronicles.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Chip Baker coming to you with another episode, Hangout and Highlight session. And today, super excited to have my guy, Mr. Chaz Jackson with us. Man, great guy. I think a lot of him. I think he's doing amazing things. And I wanted to give him an opportunity to come on and let you guys know about who he is, what he's doing. And, so you can, let you know where you can go check him out so y'all can go support him and get his new book that he has. So first, man, Chaz, thanks so much for taking the time to hang out with me, man.
My guy, Chip, Mr. Go Get It. Hey, whenever it's always opportunity to get on here and fellowship with you, man, I know it's gold. So thank you for allowing me to be on your platform.
Yeah, man, I've heard a statement that said it's always a treat when the good guys get to meet. So
I love
it's a treat for me, man. How about that? But man, tell the audience a little bit about who you are and a little bit about your background, man, and your podcast.
Most definitely. So I got to start here first. So I'm a husband, I'm a father, I'm a man of faith. I'll start with those three things because everything else that I'm going to mention, I feel that it wouldn't be possible without my family and the big man upstairs. So got to start there. But I'm blessed to be passionate about rehabilitation. So I have the opportunity to work as a licensed physical therapist assistant. So specialize in orthopedics and love to help people get from where they are currently and help them get to where they want to be in that realm. Also been blessed to be a speaker, an author, also a John Maxwell certified speaker, trainer, and coach. And one of the things for me is, again, just being passionate about helping people get from where they are to where they want to be through harnessing their past experiences and their present experiences. And one of the things that I draw out of is, extracting, the lessons from the past and the present and learning ways of, hey, how can I use this to get towards my vision, get towards what I've been called through God to grow in my passion and my gifts. And gosh, just help other people get to that point, right? Because you mentioned my podcast, Gift and a Gift. One of the things I say on there constantly, consistently is we're all gifted differently to make a difference. And again, harnessing those lessons, know that you do have a gift inside of you and sharing it with the world as you strive towards your visions and goals. So that's something I'm truly passionate about.
That's good, man. So, you've been working on a project that you just dropped recently, and that project is near and dear to your heart, based from some life experiences. Man, if you don't mind sharing about your book, talk about the title and how that came about, and then, tell the audience where they can go purchase it to show you some love.
Yes, sir. So my new book just dropped this past October, Through the Eyes of Calvin Watkins. Definitely, like Chip said, dear to my heart. I had lost my cousin back October of 2020 to a car accident. And, huge hit to my family. But prior to that car accident, me and Calvin was in motion on a journey to publishing a book. I mentioned in the book that Calvin, throughout his life, he spent over 12 years in prison. And obviously, we know that our thoughts create actions and our actions create consequences. We all have our stories. Calvin, he made some mistakes that landed him in prison. But the last time that he got out, Chip, and whoever's listening, he was a changed cat. Me and Calvin, we was the same age. We played ball together. We had our ups and downs together. I mentioned again, he was my cousin. But that time that, I had that conversation with him, this was early 2020, at the beginning of 2020, he was just like, Chaz, I want to help young people not go down the same road that I went down. And I want to give back to the community. And while I was locked up, I was inspired to really share my story, to really write something to help people grow towards their strongest version of themselves. And I just want to shout out his mom, kind of fast forwarding past that car accident after the funeral. I want to shout out his mom, Nat Watkins, for just giving me the opportunity to continue on with the legacy. You know, after Calvin died, I thought that dream died, that vision died, but she found his manuscripts and she blessed me to go ahead and create that project for Calvin in his memory. So yeah, Through the Eyes of Calvin Watkins, I truly believe that book is strategically designed, led by Calvin, to design anyone mind towards greatness, And, you know, it was a tough write, you know, writing in regards off of someone else's work. You kind of read things, and for me being a man of faith, you know, I had to be led to go off the instance of, hey, is this the way Calvin really wanted me to say this? And you kind of contradict yourself a little bit, but I truly believe, you know, this is the way that Calvin would want it to be. And it's impacted so many people's lives up to this point and will continue to. This is short and sweet about how the book's kind of laid out. So it starts with a message from a loved one. There was amazing people that shared a brief memory of Calvin and how they noticed a change in Calvin when he got out of prison and in the road that he was going down to make that positive impact. And it kind of goes into Calvin's wisdom. And I share, you know, some of his writing, whether it's based off of how he grew up or some thoughts that he had of positivity to share with young people. And also it kind of goes into a deeper look. So I kind of give my details on, you know, what was Calvin saying in that and how can we extract the lessons like I mentioned earlier off of that. And then I challenge the reader to take a daily challenge, you know, gave an application point to really grasp onto and, you know, to see if you can take that one step at a time to lead that ideal and try to apply it to your lifestyle. So
that's good, man. It's I knew the journey, I knew the process, but I wanted you to just kind of explain it to the audience so they can, you know, see. Like I said, it's near and dear to your heart, and like you said, that's not an easy thing to do when you're writing about a loved one. From a loved one that has grown through a tragedy like that. It's tough to revisit that. It's tough to do that. And I remember talking with you through the process and everything about all of that stuff. And so I'm so happy for you that you're on the other side of that, you know, and have grown through that. And it's awesome. But what has been, you know, some of the things that you've learned through that process, man? What are some of the things that have hit you that you didn't know, because you're a multiple time author, right? But this is a little different, right? This time, I guess just comment on that. You know, the other time that you wrote, you know, is different. What were the differences in this one, and what did you learn from this process?
Wow, that's such a good question, Chip. And even before I get into that, I just want to thank you again, because like you mentioned, you kind of helped me, you know, get more clarity on how to approach his book, and just, you know, just being a ear for me to kind of bounce stuff off of you. So I appreciate that. But man, this was just so different, because I think the biggest thing, and I kind of mentioned it before, is whenever I was reading Calvin's material, and then I was going back and wanting to put it on paper or, you know, in Word, and then bring it to the physical, bring that vision to pass. I think a lot of the biggest ideals was, is this the way that Calvin would want it to be, if that makes sense? For me, there were so many other directions that I wanted to take it, but it was more of Chaz. And I wanted this to be about Calvin. You know, I constantly meditated on and prayed about, hey, Calvin, man, I want you to be a conduit in me, to be a voice in me, and show me how you really wanted this to be laid out. And as crazy as that sounds, I feel like, you know, he was there with me, man. It was really tough in in that instance of taking Chaz out of it
Mm-hmm.
and taking my whole thoughts and ideals and how I would normally write.
Yeah.
And just really dialing into not losing Calvin's voice based off of his writings, if that makes sense. Like keeping his voice as I was transitioning into something that could be taken as a tool for someone to grow. I think also a big challenge for me was, I was writing for someone else, so it was always the he say, she says. I was constantly thinking about, even with the message from a loved one, it was like, man, I got so many family members that's going to pick up his book and was like, well, Chaz didn't put me in it, or, and I don't know, there was like this self-limiting belief, that I was going to get a bunch of backlash off of it. Well, Calvin, he didn't mention me in that, or did he write about me? I got so many texts and private message on Facebook was like, well, did he say something about me or however the case may be? So I think one of the biggest, ideals that I had to break that stronghold was, knowing that I'm not going to be able to please everybody, and the things that came back, or if someone didn't like something that Calvin said, or however the case may be, if somebody didn't like something that was in through the eyes of Calvin Watkins, to not take that personally, if that makes sense, to really just have the confidence that, man, I was, being a man of faith, that the big man upstairs was leading me to put this book out there the best way possible, and just to make it authentic, and just to know that it came from a real genuine place, so if that makes sense. I think that was two of the biggest ideals, man. The first one was just making sure it wasn't about me, that it was about Calvin, and keeping Calvin's voice and not turning into a Chaz project, if that makes sense, to keep him. And also just understanding that, hey, I'm going to step on some people's toes through this book. And maybe, there's somebody that wasn't in the book that thought they was supposed to be in the book, but understanding, hey, man, not to take things personally, and just to know that it was coming from a genuine place. And I was hoping that, Calvin's legacy would just be lived on in a positive way, that a young person, a young adult, even an adult, I feel like this book can change anyone's life, that they can take something from it and use Calvin's life as an inspiration. So,
man, so good, man. So such a good thing. And before we get off here, man, I'd love for you to have the opportunity to tell the audience where they can, follow you, check you out, because your podcast, Gift and the Gift is a great inspiration podcast that, you interview some great people that drop nuggets, some great nuggets on there all the time.
I got one right here. Man. Got one right here.
But just some great people on there. And yeah, man, I've been blessed and fortunate to be on with you. We always have a good time. I always feel, leave you, every time we're together, I leave feeling refreshed and feeling that I've learned something from being around you, and I'm appreciative of that. And but then also, like I said, multiple time author. I'd love for the audience to go follow you, check out your podcast, go buy some of those books, and show you some love, man. So let them know where they can do that.
Yes, sir. So my website, chazjacksonspeech.org. So definitely go on there. There's a products section on that website that you'll be able to pull up. It has all the links to my books. If for some reason you don't go in that avenue, it's also on Amazon. Through the Eyes of Calvin Watkins is on Amazon, so you can check that book out there. Also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Chaz Jackson Speaks. Instagram is chazjackson.100. So please, let me know what you think about the book. If the first person you hit me up on my website that's looking at this and you listen to this interview, you get on there, you let me know that you listen to the interview on the Success Chronicles. I'll personally autograph a copy of Calvin Walking Through the Eyes of Calvin Watkins and send it to you. So in the podcast, Gift and the Gift, that podcast is designed to provide tips and techniques for young men as they strive to grow in personal development. So like I mentioned, my guy, Chip Baker, and so many other amazing guests came onto that podcast and just dropped their wisdom based on their experiences and how they're impacting in their world, on their platform. So some amazing guests. I promise you won't be sorry going to listen to these guys. And I've grown so much through that podcast, and I encourage everybody to take the daily challenge of becoming a passionate visionary who is determined to leave a legacy for themselves by adopting unwavering life values and serving others in the area of gifting led by God. So that's the mission I'm on. That's the mission Gifting the Gift is. And I encourage you to come along, take that daily challenge with me. And I really appreciate everyone's support and love that they have shown. And I'm speaking into existence. People's already shown so much love, but I know there's going to be some that's going to come from this episode. So, and I'm always here any way I can to help you get from where you are to where you want to be. Please reach out to me, and we'll see what we can do. We'll go get it.
That's it, man. Well, again, Chaz, thanks so much for taking the time to interview, to do the Hangout and Highlight session. And I wish you continued success. And thank you guys for checking out this episode. We'll see you next time. God bless.
Go get it.